I've rambled about Arrietty about 7 times now. Um, Trying to keep it short, but failing. Basically, I went and saw Arrietty a couple of weeks ago. It was a good movie. It was typical Ghibli, nice to look at, nice soundtrack. The story wasn't as great as previous ones, mostly because I was really bothered by the fact that the boy in the story, I think his name is Sho, was massively depressed. And he's just a kid, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to have surgery, and I'm going to die, and that's fine. Maybe, I was not understanding some stuff, but he was clearly massively depressed, and somebody should have taken him to a counselor. Not going to ramble on about that again, because I did for about 10 minutes. I was really concerned for this fictional child and why his parents didn't seek help for him. Anyhow, the movie was cute. I liked the cracked out grasshoppers and the obese cat the most. And when you bought your ticket for the movie, they gave you a postcard. And you could write something to Studio Ghibli. And seeing as I'm addicted to Macro Crossque and the little schizophrenic Totoro, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to stalk Studio Ghibli more efficiently. So my friend, she didn't want her postcard. She's like, I'm not going to write anything to a studio. This is a competition for children. You can have 2 postcards and you can stalk them twice. So I took these postcards home, and it said, if you were little like Arrietty, what would you do with the stuff you borrowed from the big people? Or something like, if you were a little person about, this tall like Arrietty was in the movie, what would you do? And on one postcard I wrote, I would collect buttons, sew them together, and make a roller coaster out of it. And on the other postcard I wrote that I would catch Macro Crossque and build a pet shop and sell them to other small people. And I had help from some Japanese friends, phrasing it in Japanese. And then I wrote it in lovely hiragana, and I drew pictures. So I sent Studio Ghibli these 2 kind of random postcards with very odd illustrations on them. I'm not an artist, but I tried my best. Of like a button roller coaster, and then somebody, making off with Macrocross's. And there was a deadline, and I figured my postcard may or may not make it on time. I was cutting it pretty close. So after my trip to Osaka, I opened my front door, and there's a letter from Studio Ghibli. And I almost had a heart attack because I was so excited. Studio Ghibli sent me a letter. This is it. Oh, don't read my address. So this is the back where they put the address. And then this is the front. And that's Arrietty. She's the main character in the movie. Hence, it's named for her. And then there's a little ant. And it says arigato, and then it says, thanks for writing us. Study hard in the new semester, from Studio Ghibli. But it also says something else, which my friend had to explain to me because I don't get Japanese, word games. Ari is ant. Ga is that little thing that goes between words. And to is 10. So it says, instead of thank you, it says, I don't know if you can read it. It says 10 ants. And then it explains that 10 ants are thanking you because there was 10 ants in the movie with the sugar cube, which is accurate. There were bunches of ants in the movie eating a sugar cube at one point. I also enjoy the ants. They were funny. So, yeah. Studio Ghibli postcard with a joke on it about 10 ants. 10 ants. There we go. That was exciting. I'm halfway tempted to send more letters to Studio Ghibli to see if they'll write back. But that might be a risky game to play. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my rant about Studio Ghibli. Can't talk anymore. Too excited about funny postcards from Studio Ghibli. And I will leave you with this.